The sun had barely risen over the quiet suburban streets of Westbridge County. Morning joggers passed by tidy lawns, and dog walkers exchanged nods along shaded sidewalks. Outside the courthouse annex on Elm Street, a tall black man in a charcoal suit parked his midnight blue Tesla. He reached into the back seat, grabbed a leather briefcase, and checked his watch. It was 7:12 a.m., early but not unusual for District Attorney Marcus J. Reed. He liked to beat traffic, review cases in silence, and get a head start before court started. That morning, he had an important meeting with the sheriff and a press conference on juvenile justice reform. What he didn't expect was the flashing of red and blue in his rearview mirror before he could even step onto the sidewalk. A patrol car skidded slightly as it pulled in behind him. Moments later, Officer Tyler Grant, a white man in his early 30s, approached with one hand on his holster and the other on his radio. "Sir," Grant called out sharply, "step away from the vehicle." Marcus turned, brows knitting in confusion. "Excuse me?" "I said step away from the vehicle and keep your hands where I can see them." Marcus raised both hands calmly. "Officer, is there a problem?" "We got a report of suspicious activity. You fitting the description. What are you doing here this early?" "I work here," Marcus said carefully. Grant frowned. "Uh-huh. ID, please." Marcus slowly reached into his inside pocket and pulled out his government-issued badge. He extended it, his voice still level. "District Attorney Marcus Reed, I have an office inside this building." The officer didn't take it. He squinted at it from a distance. "Stay put. Need to verify." Before Marcus could speak, Grant turned away and muttered into his radio. "Dispatch, I've got a 1029, possible impersonation, individual claiming to be DA Marcus Reed, requesting backup to courthouse lot." Marcus's patience thinned. "I just showed you my credentials. There's no need for backup." "I'll decide what's needed," Grant snapped. Within minutes, two more patrol cars pulled into the lot. Doors slammed. Another officer stepped forward, Sergeant Lisa Hernandez, her eyes immediately flicking between Marcus and Grant. "Tyler," she said under her breath, "what the hell is going on?" "He claimed he's the DA," Grant replied. "He is," Hernandez said flatly. Grant's mouth opened. "Wait, what?" Hernandez approached Marcus and extended her hand. "Good morning, Mr. Reed. Sorry for the inconvenience." Marcus gave a tight smile. "No harm done. Yet." The incident made its way up the chain fast. Within hours, the sheriff's department released a statement. "We regret the mistaken identity involving District Attorney Reed this morning and are reviewing officer conduct." But by that afternoon, local reporters had gotten wind of it. "DeReed stopped outside own office. Officer called backup despite ID." Westbridge Chronicle. At the press conference that day, standing behind a podium adorned with the county seal, Marcus ditched his prepared remarks and addressed the incident directly. "This morning I was seen as a threat, not because of anything I did, but because of who I am and what I look like. I want to make something clear. This isn't about one officer, it's about a system, one where a black man in a suit with a badge still gets doubted before he gets respected." He paused, letting the silence sit heavy. "I am the district attorney of this county, but if that badge didn't stop the assumption today, what chance does the teenager in a hoodie have?" Gasps rippled through the room. Justice isn't just something we deliver in court. It has to live in our institutions, in our training, in our instincts. If we claim to be protectors of the law, we have to check our biases like we check our weapons, every single day. The crowd erupted in applause. Later that week, Officer Grant sat across from DA Reed in a scheduled mediation. It wasn't mandatory, but Marcus had requested it, not for retaliation, but for dialogue. "I didn't know who you were," Grant said quietly. Marcus leaned forward. "That's the point. You didn't need to. All you needed to see was a citizen showing ID, not a suspect fitting a stereotype." Grant looked away, his voice thin. "I see it now." "Then use it," Marcus replied. "You don't have to make the same mistake twice." By the end of the month, the Sheriff's Department announced a new training initiative co-led by DA Reed's office, focused on racial bias, de-escalation, and community relations. And every officer, rookie to veteran, would hear this first as part of the program's welcome video. A photo of DA Marcus Reed, standing tall in front of the courthouse with the words, "Justice sees with clarity, not suspicion."